All right. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday, and welcome to another edition of a Ready to Love reality check. We have a very special guest coming tonight. But first, I want to welcome everybody to the chat. You guys come on in and sit down. Come on in and have a seat. Let me see those XOs in the chat so I know that you guys can hear me. Before we get started, I have a couple of announcements to make. The first one is that for all of you that have messaged me, there have been so many people that have messaged me on my Instagram just to say, hey, Christal, are you okay? Thank you so much, Bridget, aka Honeybee. If you're in the chat now, I don't know if you're here, but for reaching out to me with such a sweet message. So many people have done that about my voice and about the fact that my eyes were watering the other night. And I thought that I was fine. You guys, my voice is a little bit better tonight, but it's still a little raspy. So after hearing so much feedback, even though I felt fine, or at least I felt like I felt fine, I went to the doctor yesterday, and it turned out that you guys were right. So I have to be so thankful for my chat. You guys are right, and I have a whole issue of bronchitis happening. So yeah, so I will be, I'm on here tonight. I've been on voice rest and not talk all day today, except for a couple of phone calls with my daughters. But I've been quiet all day, just writing articles. And yes, Tamasha, you thought that Herbert had me cry. A few people were like, Christal, are you okay? Are you going through something emotional? And I was like, no, I'm not going through anything. But y'all, I was going through bronchitis, and I'm going to be just fine. The doctors gave me a Z-Pack, and I'm taking that, and I'm sure that I'm going to be okay. But I don't have my glass of wine for tonight. I feel like I'm going to need it, but I think it's going to be good. So you guys, we're going to have a good time tonight. So like I said, come on in and sit down. Come on in and have a seat. Secondly, I have three announcements. My second announcement is I am so excited. I am launching a new show on my channel called Pop Culture Power. And basically, you guys know I did a little bit of conversation about Jeezy. I also do bi-weekly segments for Fox Atlanta here for Fox 5, which I enjoy. But I write articles all the time for Collider, for Rolling Out, and for Lennox and Parker, and I don't get a chance to really talk to you guys about those articles. And so what Pop Culture Power is going to be is me giving a rundown of all the articles that I write over the week. So you guys can hear a little bit more context to that. The idea came to me and my team were sitting around talking about the Jeezy interview and the fact that I did that live the other night based on the fact that I had talked to him and I knew there was some issues. So hopefully you will tune in on Fridays at noon for the new show titled Pop Culture Power. And we're going to be doing some giveaways. If you have a business, if you want to advertise, you can advertise on that show because that will be totally my show, totally commentary about some trending topics. I know that we have an amazing piece on Erykah Badu. I serve as editor-in-chief for Lennox and Parker. So I did a great piece on Erykah Badu that I want to talk to you guys about. I have done pieces on Love and Marriage Huntsville. This week, I did a great piece on 90 Day Fiance. I did a great piece on The Bachelor. And so we're talking about all of that, plus some of the relationship stuff that I've done for Rolling Out. Pop Culture Power, 12 o'clock on Fridays. So I can't wait for you guys to see that. And so I am doing a giveaway. I promised you guys on Monday, we talked to Herbert, that I was going to do a giveaway on tonight's show. So throughout tonight's conversation, if you will put in the chat a hashtag PCP, which is Pop Culture Power, and tell me your favorite thing about the night. I am happy. We're going to pick a winner, and we'll announce that winner on Friday on the episode of Pop Culture Power. So with all that out the way, I got to bring on my guest for tonight because you guys have been waiting to hear from him. He just stepped into the backstage, and so I want to go ahead and bring him out. You guys, please help me welcome. I think he may be my most requested guest at this point. Please help me welcome DJ Red.
Bring them out. Bring them out. Bring them out.
Red, you done started off with the shirt already. I done started off with the shirt.
I I gotta send you a pink one.
I would love a pink one.
Yeah.
I would love a pink one. So yes.
Matter of fact, I gotta add your profession on there. I got all the professions: DJ, club promoter, NBA. I gotta do online guest interview too.
Well, you know what? I just want to. First of all, I want to thank you for being here. Like the music was still on. I want to thank you for being here. Like I said, people have really been requesting you to be on, and I was like, we got to have Red on, and we were trying to get it out, get it scheduled, so we got it scheduled. So first of all, thank you. Second of all, I forgot my wine, but you got yours. What do you have over there?
Yeah. So, since I be name dropping, this is my good friend's Terrell Owens, his 81 Vino wine that he has.
Okay.
Truthfully, I was not a wine drinker, but this right here, this the real deal. It's a sweet red.
Okay.
And it's real nice. It's called 81. It's called 81 Vino.
Okay. 81 Vino. Shouts out to the product placement. I love it. I love it.
No doubt. We about to. Hey, listen.
Wait a minute. Now, before we get into it, because this whole thing started, the Thought Job t-shirt is hilarious, but this whole conversation started on the very first episode, right? Very first episode. Right. So we might as well start there. I'm going to play this clip.
Play the clip. Play the clip. Roll the beautiful bean footage. Roll it.
Let's play the clip so everybody can see what we're talking about, and then let's get into it. Let's get into it.
I'm always on the go. I work long hours, so I definitely need someone who gets me and I get them.
So basically what you're saying is while you were talking to all the other dudes, you were thinking about me.
I was effectively listening to what they were saying.
I think you know I'm attracted to you. I would hope you know.
How would I know that?
Oh, well, the way we look at each other.
We're not talking about me looking at you. I'm trying to figure out where I think I know you from.
But we know each other now. And that's where I'm saying we have the opportunity.
Okay, so where do you think you are now where this might be perfect timing?
You find out a lot about yourself through a divorce. I'm a family dude, so I want to get married again. Mm-hmm. But the stigma of my lifestyle says he's probably not a family man.
Because you have a thought job.
I don't want to put it like that.
Because you have a thought job.
Gracious. When Unique said that, I was kind of offended. I'm a DJ. I'm a comedian. Sometimes women are not comfortable with groupies, fans. So after this interaction, I'm truthfully not even really interested anymore.
Can I say, Red, before you give us your response, I'm not going to lie. When she said that, I did the same thing. I was like, damn, that is a little bit strong to call someone's job a thought job.
Tell Unique don't be calling you now. Tell Unique don't be calling you now.
Let me just take it off. Let me just turn it off because we got to get into this. But no, I think most people felt like, damn, that's quite a bit.
Well, people got to understand that it's edited also, right?
Okay.
So that conversation was about 30 minutes long.
Okay.
Right. And so the thought job comment, if you played a clip that actually played, when she said that, I bust out laughing. I did the reaction, but I bust out laughing. I was like, man, I gotta put that on the shirt. That's hilarious. Mm-hmm. So I was totally joking about the whole situation when she initially said it. Okay.
Right.
And then it snowballed into some other stuff. You know, it was an attack on my character. She brought up my ex-wife. She brought up my kids. So then it was like guns blazing. Like, hold up, you don't even know me like that. You say you know me from somewhere, but then it's like one side you say you know me because you know who I am. Then the other side is I ain't gotta know you. You know, I don't know who you are. So which one is it? You know, that was the whole deal. But let me set the backstory for everybody. So we're at the mixer. We all meet. So this is before she said that, right? So we're at the mixer. We're all saying where we're from. She's from Lancaster, which is a suburb of Dallas, which is a close suburb of where I grew up, right? Okay. It's DeSoto. And so I'm like, yeah, Unique. I can show you some behind the scenes stuff. I'm like, hey, yo, Unique from Lancaster. Janelle's from Duncanville, you know, blah, 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 blah. So when we initially met, saw each other, you know, we were just giving each other little eyes, good vibes, you know what I'm saying? Started cracking jokes. He was talking about how she really not an athlete, but she can kind of run fast, run track and stuff like that. So it was a real kind of like, okay, she cool with it, you know, like some flirting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So then the producers and say, hey, won't y'all two look like y'all vibing? Won't y'all come over here and talk?
Okay.
So, okay, cool. So as soon as I get over there, you know, we talking before the cameras are rolling, we talking, having a good time, laughing, you know. And then they say, okay, so the cameras come over and we roll. And then it was like, boom, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Like, you ain't, and I was like, that's why I'm looking like, if you really look at my facial expressions, I'm looking like,
What happened?
What happened?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, long story short, I found out that Unique knows some people that don't like me.
Gotcha.
Right. And so she has her views or whatever. But if they watching, they can, hey, I'm not hard to find. You know, I say that to everybody. I ain't hard to find.
Okay, so that was what it was, because she kept saying, "Don't I know you?" or "I think I know you."
Yeah.
Right?
But she never would say where from, who she heard these things from. Like she kept saying she heard stuff or blah blah, but she never would say, like, the whole time we were there, I was like, so who do you know that I know? Or where do I know you from? And she was like, well, we run in the same circles, or we run in. I was like, no, we don't. I would know you. Like, you do, you're not in the same industry as me. You
Right.
say you are, but you're not. You know, she's not a producer. I don't know why y'all keep saying that.
Well, she said it, and they were in a TV station filming her, right?
Oh, y'all believe everything y'all see on TV. Huh?
I'm just asking questions, Red. I know. Trust me, I know the games.
Right. But listen. I'm not here to bash Unique. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What I'm here to do is set the record straight.
Right.
The record straight is this: I talked to Unique 3 times in 4 months, and that's what they showed.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
So the first time was the initial
Mixer.
2 days after that, we had the brunch.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on down the line, we had the hoedown.
Yeah.
Right. Where to the point where I refused to talk to her after the brunch. I was like, y'all stop bringing her up to me. Oh, and by the way, everybody, I never went up to her once.
That's what I was going to ask you, Red. Did you? Because that conversation, I was like, why? Well, first of all, I felt like, well, maybe he's, being a man, trying to be the bigger person and coming up to her. Did you want to do that? Did you want to have that conversation with her to try to?
She came up to me a couple of times and I refused to talk to her. And then I was like, okay, I'll talk to her. So if you look, I don't know if you had a clip. If you look at my next clip, or next time I talked to her, I was like, listen, maybe we got off on bad vibes last time. Blah, blah, I'm just trying to create the peace. Like, hey, if you don't like me, that's fine. If you want to believe the rumors that you heard, that's fine. But I'm saying we're in this process to get to know people from the facade of what people think. So that was my whole initial thing. Like, I'm here because I want to get to know people not on the surface level. Everybody knows DJ Red. What's my real name? Are my parents still together? Do you go to church? Like, all that kind of stuff. Like, that's what them the kind of questions I'm asking. And so I just tried to come to her like as a man and just was like, listen, we got off on bad vibes. So what you want to do? And it snowballed to, I really do think you got a thought job, but it wasn't. Yeah. Most people really don't understand. It wasn't about the thought job comment. It was about the other stuff she was saying that they didn't show off camera, and everybody on the cast will attest to this. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was the major deal. I was like, I don't know who she slept with or messing with that's on the production team or Ready to Love, but they show was covering her butt. And I'm saying that jokingly. I'm not saying she really is, but I'm just saying, like, just for her, just like even she said, I'm an Emmy Award producer. So I Googled the Emmy Award stuff. No name. Maybe I spelled your name wrong. What's your real name? Like, what we doing here? But she said that on camera, but they didn't show it.
Okay.
Or she would ask me a question and I would answer her question, and then they would show her asking me another question and then put that with it. Like I'm just rambling off. So
yeah, it looked like you were just angry. But I will say this. I think the audience is savvy enough to know at this point there's other stuff happening behind the scenes. But I wondered, just on that particular thing, because you did in your own narrative, you were like, a lot of times women have issue with groupies and things like that. So, so I talked about the fact that I do understand. I would never call a comedian or a DJ a thought job. My daughter is a DJ. Oh, that was a disgusting comment, because that suggests that it's just out of pocket.
Well, so here's the deal about me. Like I'm real hands-on with my kids. Like I throw events for I do like father-son stuff, mother-daughter stuff. I DJ at the church. If you in Dallas, you go to OCBF and go to the men's conference or go to the church picnics and stuff like that. I'm usually mixing gospel rap and music and stuff like that. Okay. So she just kind of prejudged me, even though she said she knew me, but she didn't know me. You know what I'm saying? And so it was just are you gonna really get to know me, or are you just gonna keep doing it? And that's what I was just really trying to get to the bottom of. Like either you gonna tell me what you heard, who you heard it from,
right?
Or let's just be bygones be bygones.
Right.
So after a while, I just told the producers, listen, I'm not talking to her. And they would bring her to me and I would just be like this.
Oh, wow. But it sounds like she was not sure. She had, if she was going on what someone else said, then she was not going to give you a fair shake anyway.
Right.
But I'm asking
which is fine with me. Which is fine with me.
But what I'm asking you to kind of talk about is, let's talk about the fact that can be difficult, because realistically, not a thought job, but the fact of having a significant other who their job includes them being charismatic, talking to a lot of women, DJs and comedians especially. Like there's always, I think probably one of the most attractive things in a man is the ability to make women laugh.
Right.
So that is a concern for some women. So can you talk a little bit?
And I had a problem with production because all the jokes that I was cracking this whole time and they didn't show one. So nobody thinks I'm funny unless you see me in real life or being around me. Like I don't know what it was. I don't know if I don't know what the deal was. I don't know if I was being baptized into the industry or what. I'm getting the straps on my back, but it didn't bother me. Like I said, like I put on my Instagram, the foundation I done built in Dallas too strong. Like it ain't nothing they can do to mess that up. Now, people from out of town and that don't know me, older generation that don't really understand. Like I had a lady, she was like, I've been living in Dallas for 30 years. I ain't never heard of you. And she was like 80. I was like, ma'am, you need to be going to church, getting your life right with Jesus, because that's who you about to meet. You do not need to be trying to be in the club with me.
Right. You know but I'm asking you, like, how do you handle that? Because that is a real issue for a woman that would meet you in Dallas. I know, I've spent some time in Dallas after living, going to college in Oklahoma. It's a big city. And so a woman could be intimidated by the fact that you will be around women. So how do you handle that when you're in a relationship?
Well, I think it's all about keeping people secure. You know what kind of woman you have and you know what kind of man you have, right? And so you have to find a young lady that not only knows who you are deep to your core, but know what you stand for. And you have to feed out that. You have to build a relationship. I mean, I've been blessed to be around people in the industry that's married. My parents been married for 44 years. Okay. They're still together. And so when you remember them the whole day on when I was like, I got the best name in the city.
Yes, we do.
Okay. I'm glad y'all know that. But it was taken out of context.
Okay. Give us the context.
Well, I don't want to say it was taken out of context because I believe that. All right. I will say this.
You mean the best name on the show or just period?
No, this is why I said that. She was saying my name was in the streets and that, like I was out there like that. And I was like, as far as DJ wise, I got one of the best names in the city as far as treating ladies like they should be. Like most of the people know that like when I want to be married, like I love married life. You know what I'm saying? I got a divorce, but people know I'm looking for a wife so I can pop out some more kids. I want to be married.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So when I said that, that was the context of it, but they didn't show that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in another sense, also, every promoter, every club owner, anybody in Dallas, I have a very good relationship with. I'm real big on relationships because you can have all the money in the world, but you're not gonna get into certain rooms and certain places with a phone call like me. Like you can sit on court side of the Mavericks and spend $3,000, or I can make a phone call. Which one? So who's really winning? Who's really winning?
That would be. I mean, that would be your winning. But do you see how some people would see that as being braggadocious and being a bit arrogant?
I don't brag. I don't put that information out unless you ask me about something, right? So you would never know that unless you saw me like, hey man, how'd you get down there? Or you just know, certain situations. Some people come in town, come in town, they call me like, hey, I need you to hook me up with the Mavericks, or I need you to hook me up with the Dallas Wings, or whatever, whoever, and I'm not saying I'm the only one, but that's one big thing that I built is being a connector. There's two big connectors in Dallas. Well, not two, but there's a lot of the connectors in Dallas that are on a level that can call club owners, set people up,
right?
Sports stuff, concert stuff, and I'm one of them. It is what it is.
So how did that come out in the conversation? Because and let's listen to what I'm saying. I think I'm in Atlanta. And I definitely can be one of those people as well, right? I've been a celebrity publicist. I have a lot of, but I feel like for me, and it may be different because I'm a woman. I hate mentioning. I don't even tell people what I do or I didn't for a long time because I don't like when people try to get to know me because they know I have relationships.
So that's the deal. That's one of the reasons I was on the show. The show was pitched to me like, hey, we know you're in the spotlight. We know you're looking for people that you don't want to get with them because they know who you are. And so we got this show coming up and you tell us the characteristics of the woman you want, and these women are going to do the same, and we're going to put y'all together and see if something pop, right?
Okay.
So that was the whole deal. If this was, you got to remember, this is a show now. So we're getting to know each other by asking each other's questions. Right. So if you ask what I do or what kind of connections do you have or whatever, I'm a truthful person. I'm an open book. Like probably I talk too much sometimes, but that's who I am. You know what I'm saying? So it's either you like it, either you want the truth or you don't. Because everybody in the cast know Ray gonna tell the truth, whatever he thinks.
I did hear that a lot. Yes.
I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm not gonna go in the back room and be like, oh, I didn't say this word, I didn't say combative, or I did say it. I'm not gonna be like, I was talking to the girl, I told the girls what I said. Oh no, I didn't. I got screenshots. Everybody know when Red said something and when Red didn't.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So I mean, that's just who I am. So
so let's talk about that because, well, first of all, people are asking, is that seasoning in front of the wine?
Yeah. So listen, seasoning. I got cut before I got to the main date scene, and so most people don't know that I have my own seasoning too.
Okay.
All right. So on TikTok, I have over 100,000 followers. I do these cooking shows.
Okay.
And it's called The Air Fryer King. I'll show you how to cook in the air fryer. The season is not just for the air fryer, but this is how it started.
Okay.
So it's The Air Fryer King.
And what type of seasoning is that?
The website is theairfryerking.com.
All right, I'm gonna put that in the comments here, theairfryerking.com.
And so the seasoning is an all purpose seasoning. It's not salty. I really made this because my our parents are getting older.
Yeah.
Want stuff to taste good, but can't do the high sodium. Like my mom can't do like no sodium at all, really. And so it took me about 2 or 3 months to make. But I guarantee you, I give you your money back if you don't like it.
So does it go on meat and vegetables or
It
what?
goes on meat, vegetables, pasta, fries, everything.
Okay.
So if you look at my page, I have like recipes. I'm actually coming out with a cookbook, but I
Okay.
have like cooking tutorials showing people how to, and it's real good on seafood. And the real good thing about it is that it tastes different on everything. So sometimes it's like a sweet and spicy kind of all-purpose seasoning.
Okay. Nice. So that's if we go to the airfryerking.com, you can order it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you are a man of many talents, Red. You've got the comedy.
People get offended by that.
The DJ. Well, I think it's in how it's presented, though, right? Because
It's presented on Ready to Love. Say presented on how it's presented on
I
Ready
mean,
to Love.
that's the only way we've gotten to know you. That's why these conversations are great.
Yeah, no doubt.
We can get a chance to know the rest of you. So let me ask you this. So when you were asked to be on the show, considering you are a public figure, I think I just know most of the guys that I'm friends with, they're very hesitant about doing stuff like this. In fact, everybody knows my client is Chili from TLC. I did 2 seasons with her from What Chili Wants. We tried to find men to be on the show. Men did not want to be on the show. They were like, I'll go out with Chili. I don't want to go out with Chili on a show because I don't want to put my business on a show. So, especially guys that are celebrities, right? Because they were just like, I can't do it. So what made you decide that you would go on the show? And what was your mindset in doing that?
I think, like I said, I'm an open book. Okay. I don't really care about like people's opinion about me.
Okay.
Right. I think that's one of the greatest gifts I have. Like, if I really cared about what people thought about me, I would have got my teeth fixed a long time ago.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
What's wrong with your teeth?
Oh, I got a gap.
Oh, the gap? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like, like the Facebook, they got like Facebook groups and stuff like that. Somebody was like, Red don't need to be on Ready to Love. He needs to be on Ready to go to the dentist. I've been shopping at the Gap ever since. I'm buying clothes from the Gap from now. But but like I feed up, like, I don't really know how to explain it. Like, I grew up, everybody like rooting on Dion right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I grew up around that.
Okay.
Like, I grew up around Prime Time area, Diddy, T.O. Like, I grew up around these kind of people. Like, so the mindset that I have is the same as theirs. I might not be as famous, I might not be as rich, but I still had the same mindset. Like, I believe if you don't believe in yourself, ain't nobody gonna believe in you. Because as soon as you pop, that's when everybody gonna be like, hey man, I knew you was gonna be, see, I knew, you know what I'm saying? But nobody tells you to be humble when you're struggling.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of celebrities and I've been around a lot of them as well. T.O. is one of them as well. But I just think people are
his public image, just like his public image is totally different from who he is as a person.
Most people's is, but I think that a lot of times what other people see is the truth that the person doesn't really get, right? And he's been public about some of his issues that he got into were because of things that he had to fix inside. So I don't know. I just think people are people. I don't really see a difference. The only thing I think is the difference between people that are extremely successful is what you said is they believe in themselves regardless of what other people say. But other than that, I don't think that a person, when you get down to have a conversation with somebody, people are people. Like, you never know when a person may be on this level. Next thing you know, they may be super famous. You just don't know. But fame doesn't make you more valuable, in my opinion.
I don't believe that either. And if you really look at all the friends or all the people that I name that are famous or whatever, they the most down to earth people ever. They not snobby. Yeah. If you see us out, we pull up, we have a good time. We not one of them, we not like that. I'm not like that. Yeah. So that's why I said I get along with most everybody, but we do not do disrespect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so some of the stuff that, like, I'm going back to Unique, some of the stuff that she said or was trying to sneak this in and saying was like on some disrespectful level stuff, and you don't even know me like that.
Yeah.
And you're not even on my level.
Yeah.
So don't lie like that and then try to, like, I wish you had this clip. It's like she was going full blown
at the brunch. I remember that.
And then she was like, well, I wasn't, but I was. But I was like, bruh, either you like stand on what you gonna say. Like, either is this or you apologizing. Which one is it? And you know what I'm saying? So after a while, I just was like, well, if you're gonna say you're doing the same thing as I am, and then we both thoughts then. But she didn't like that.
No, she didn't.
I mean, are we apples and apples, or what are we doing? Like,
that was just a lame comment to make. Thoughts is not. A thought is, in my opinion, a thought is someone that uses the sexualization of their body to get stuff, and that's not what you do. So I just think that was totally out of pocket anyway. But I do feel like that you feel disrespected by her comment, and that it wasn't embarrassing.
I wasn't disrespected by the thought comment. I thought it was funny. I thought it was very marketable.
Okay.
Obviously. I thought it was. It was the other things that she was saying, and production did not show.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So everybody get that out your head that I was offended by the thought job comment. It was funny. I said I was gonna put it on the shirt. I'm a man of my word. I did.
But I think, and that's what Cassius says. It's fine if you're saying that, and I appreciate you explaining it, but I thought as a viewer it was disrespectful. And that's what Cassius is like. She was out of line. And Christy T said the same thing. That was not fitting at all. She should not have said that. Now I understand what you're saying, like that wouldn't have pissed you off to that level, but the fact that she came with other stuff was disrespectful. But the chat is agreeing, like what she said, people thought that was offensive when they heard it. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't cool to say. And right. It was a comment that they captured and production used, and I feel like it was disrespectful. I will say that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm used to getting talked about. I'm a comedian. You be around all these other people, you're gonna get talked about. Like I said,
that's true.
I thought it was catchy. That's why if you look at the first clip, I said I gotta put this on a t-shirt. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So everybody was like, he's still on his thought job. Why he keep going up to Unique? I was not going up to her. I didn't even care about the comment.
Yeah.
But the way they set me up, well, I don't want to say set me up because I've been into it. I got a little ownership in it too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do disrespect well. I don't care who it is, man, woman, whatever.
Right.
So if you're gonna throw a rock and you want to
hide your hand,
that, you know what I'm saying? And so the main problem I have is that, like, a woman can disrespect you, but if you try to
respond
to clarify, you sassy.
No, you're right. You're right.
Who protect black men? So every time a woman say something about us and defame you or whatever, you ain't supposed to say nothing.
I agree with you that there's a lot of there is a whole lot of hypocrisy when it comes to what women can say about men and the fact that men can't respond. If a man said to a woman that she had a thought job, he would have got canceled. It would have been really bad. You're right. You're absolutely right. Jessica Ward says how she thought a DJ is a thought job, but not the exotic sex guy. I'm confused. That's a good point because one of Unique's main connections was Marvin, who was obviously, not that he's a thought, but I'm saying he was, he's a dominatrix.
If you think that was a real connection, I eat this glass.
Oh,
people trying to stay on TV, man.
Okay.
This gonna be some of the highlight. This gonna be some of the highlights of some people's life. This is a very small thing for me.
It is red. So okay, let's go back.
She told me to can we move on from Unique, Mr. I don't care what people think. Yes, we can move on. I won't say her name again.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the mixer. Let's go to the beginning. Now, outside, we're not talking about her anymore tonight. Let's talk about the other ladies because we didn't really get a chance to see you interact with a lot of the other ladies. So let's talk about that. Who were you initially? And I really want to know what you are attracted to, because to me, comedians and DJs, you're a people person. So what? And you meet a lot of women. So what gets your attention? What are you attracted to? And then let's see who that was when you first went to the mixer.
I'm attracted to natural beauty.
Okay, what does that mean? Red.
It means I don't mind enhances,
Okay.
but if you overly got makeup on, if you got long lashes, if you got a wig on every time I see you,
Okay.
I'm really just not. That ain't me. I want my kids to look good.
Okay.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's,
And beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
yep.
And I'm not gonna say I'm the sexiest dude out here. Go ahead, comments, light that up.
But you hold your own.
But I like what I like, and I think I can get what I want if
I think everybody has a right to have preferences, and that's
right.
honestly that's a lot of men's preference. A lot of men complain about women wearing too much makeup, and it's funny because when women come on this show, I was talking to a makeup artist, and she was like, "Do the women understand when they come on your show, they have less makeup on, and everybody is always blown away by how beautiful the women look with less makeup on when they come on camera than when they are on the show?" And I think it's because we have been mind screwed to think that we have to do a lot that we don't. So understanding that, what else are you attracted to? Like
I like athletic, in shape women.
Okay.
Preferably past athletes.
Okay. Okay.
You know, I'm an athlete. I would say that's why we had the football scene, but they got mad at me because I wouldn't talk to somebody and they cut all the scenes out and just showed other people.
Yeah.
And so I think they tried to call my bluff because I was like, I'm the best athlete on this cast.
Okay.
And so they was like, okay, we're gonna set you up. And I was out there running circles around people.
And they didn't show it. So
but that's fine. That don't matter to me. Everybody know the truth.
But I would say if you say you like women that are athletic and are naturally beautiful, I would think that Lee would be one of the main choices, your main attractions out of the cast, just because she is obviously in shape. I mean, her body is ridiculous, and she works out. Also, there was another lady that was the athlete as well on this. Somebody else that ran track, or was that Lee? Probably was Lee.
That was Lee and Janelle.
Janelle ran track.
So my strongest connection was Janelle from the beginning.
Okay.
All right. So from the beginning, when everybody first met.
Okay.
Everybody was like, y'all act like y'all been together forever. All right.
Janelle.
So everybody's mad, like Janelle got an attitude and whatever. But the truth is, 80% of the cast like Janelle because she had the best personality. Homie, love a friend, like being around, talking to.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Do
you mean? Wait a minute. I want you to clarify that. Did you mean that 80% of the women or 80% of the men?
No, we here to date the opposite sex. So
for the men, okay. So 80% of the men like Janelle. I would agree. Most of the men,
right.
Janelle had a lot of people.
Everybody liked Janelle.
Okay.
Because her personality, talking to her, was very accepting and warm, and just it's something to have a woman like. She knew how to talk to you. I'll put it like that.
Okay. So Herbert said the same. Most of the men have said that as well.
Right.
But okay, so Kira was a cheerleader. Was a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. You probably can't get more fit than that. Were you attracted to Kira as well?
Yeah. So I talked to Janelle and Kira. If you saw my group date, it was Janelle and Kira.
Okay.
And they were kind of going back and forth, right? Because Janelle was like, "You can't like her and like me." And that's kind of like my personality. Like I'm a Gemini too, like Janelle. So I'm from one extreme to the other.
Okay.
My bad. I'm from one extreme to the other. So Kira is a very good, fun, young spirit.
Yeah.
And she's cool. You know what I'm saying? She's young. and Janelle is a
It's a better fit for you as far as what she brought to the table. Would you say?
Janelle's a boss, and
Okay.
if you like bosses, like people that wants to build, not be taken care of,
Yeah.
then Janelle is one of your. Of course, Janelle's gonna be one of your choices.
Okay.
It seemed like a lot of people just wanted people to come in and just save the day and take care of me and all that, and that's not, you know.
Okay. So
I have a baby, so I'm gonna be a house mom, and I ain't gonna work no more. All that kind of stuff. Nah.
Yeah, we saw Katarina says she likes to work, but she wants the princess treatment. She wants a man to take care of her. You don't agree with that, right?
No, I'm not saying I don't agree with it, but I do feel like the stage that I am in my life, and the people that I see have the best marriages in life that last are people that are connected to be partners. But so I just feel like if you just serving the woman all the time and just trying to you're doing everything and building a life for the woman all the time, then sooner or later you're gonna get tired because there's not gonna be any reciprocation, So I model what I want, kind of like how my parents are. So.
And your parents, tell us a little bit about that. Your parents, they both contribute? How does that dynamic work?
Well, both of my parents are retired now.
Okay.
They both are contributors. They're a team. If one has an idea, they come to a meeting and see how to, build that idea up. If the other, same for the other ones, my dad was very instrumental helping my mom, get her master's and all the things that she wanted to do, daycare and all daycare schools and taking care of kids and all that kind of stuff. And then my mom was the backbone of my daddy when he was doing all his stuff. So I mean, it's that's what I want. I don't feel like it should just we've gotten to the mind state. This new generation is like the man's supposed to just work and serve the woman, and she ain't supposed to do nothing but be pretty.
I think it's both sides are off, and I think people like yourself have a better understanding of what marriage is because you saw it. A lot of the people that are talking haven't seen it. You know what I mean? So you have a definite advantage coming from a family where you saw it actually in real. You saw the reality of marriage and not just the idea of it. So that's probably a benefit of yours. I do have to ask you, because on that date with Janelle and Kira, Janelle made a comment about Kira's bag not being real. And it just was a lot of little comments made that seemed very, not necessarily boss-like, because that's not, to me, a boss doesn't belittle other people. But did you have an issue with that, or you feel like that's just all?
Yeah, I had told her to chill. I was like, man, you shouldn't. Why you say that? And she was like, my mic ain't even on, or we ain't even filming no more.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of stuff that they catch and they can patch in, like afterwards. And so, I mean, Janelle is she a true Gemini. Like I hate to say this, but we kind of the same. It's like once you cross that line with us and we don't like you no more, then it's you done. And some of the ladies kind of threw rocks or said something, and then
it's a wrap.
Yeah, it's a wrap. So once she turned Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde on them, then everybody want to be like, oh, she.
Yeah. So. Well, that's that. Let's talk about you, because on your journey, you also mentioned Lee, and Lee, we saw a date with the two of you guys.
Can I clarify something for everybody? Because there's a lot of people going on in the comments about what I just said about motherhood and stuff like that. When I said the man's supposed to just work and take care of them, so first of all, I'm not saying motherhood is simple. I'm a very hands-on father. First of all, I had the luxury of taking care of my kids for the first 2 years, staying at home because I had a permanent business.
Hold on. How many kids do you have?
I have 2 sons,
And how old are they?
13 and 9.
Okay, nice. Okay. All
Right.
right. Go ahead.
So for the first 2 years of both of their lives,
Mm-hmm.
I was at home changing diapers. You know, I literally was at the play park at the
With
mall with all
Mom.
the moms.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I don't take that as lightly at all. What I'm saying is a lot of these people that did not grow up in the structure of knowing what a marriage looked like, it's just served me. It's about me. It's about me. That's all I'm saying.
No, I don't think people. I think people are.
Well, you know, everybody want to dive into one comment that you said, and then want to say
There's a lot of comments about Janelle. That's why I was like, let's move off Janelle because it's not about Janelle. This is about Red. But you were defending her, so I saw a lot more comments about that.
Right.
So let's talk about the date with Lee because that also was. It felt like on that date that you were a little. I don't want to say upset, but a little bothered. And she seemed like she was just. She did say in her comments like, you know, we wanted to see the funny side. I didn't laugh. What happened between you and Lee that caused that connection to go the opposite way?
Okay, so the date with Lee was the first time I had ever talked to her.
Okay.
Right. So truthfully, the only people that I even talked to was Janelle and Kira,
Okay.
and Tequila a little bit. So everybody in the house, I didn't even talk to at all.
Okay. That's weird, Red.
Well, I like what I like. And let me preface this too. I had never watched the show.
Okay.
So I didn't know like all of the ladies had to vote to say who's gonna stay. I thought it was if you had a connection, then you good.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And so, and truthfully, I didn't even really care because I wasn't attracted to them. You know, I wasn't attracted to most of the women there. Not saying that they weren't beautiful, whatever y'all want to say.
It wasn't your
But
preference.
it's my preference, and
Okay.
that's what it is. Whether it was physical or whether it was personality.
Okay.
You know, so yeah, so the date with Lee, you know, I came in and we spoke. It was the first time we had ever interacted, really, ever talked.
Okay.
I had gotten her number at the mixer and texted her a couple of times. I didn't hear anything from her, and I was like,
yeah,
cool with me. I'm not gonna be that's just not who I am.
Right.
All right. So we finally got a chance to talk. Now, keep in mind that date was about 30 to 45 minutes. And we actually did have some good conversation, but it was really just getting to know each other. Like I said, when I came into this process, I was really trying to get to know people, right? And the only way you're gonna do that is talk.
Right.
And ask questions. That's the same thing she was do, but they edited like she just asked me questions. And I was just rambling on about everything I do.
Right.
But it was really a good dialogue of back and forth of, you know, talking about your faith, your family, kids you want. Do you want to get married? I talked about my divorce. We talked about what I do for a living, what she does for a living, you know, all that kind of stuff. And it was a good dialogue, I would say, right?
Okay.
But she was like, yeah, you know, you kind of laid back, and I just and everybody sees me on stage or sees me and they like, oh, Red just turned. And I was like, I'm trying to get to know you. I'm not gonna perform for you. I perform for everybody all the time. So most of the people that are performers, we real chill when we're not on stage because that's the only time we can just be.
I will admit, I to your point, I will admit, I guess I'm because there's some, I've had the pleasure of meeting some huge comedians. I've met Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, Mike, it's just a bunch of comedians, right? Chris Rock, Tony Rock, and all of them were very chill.
Like, well, Tony is one of my best buds. Like, we always together.
Yeah, Tony.
So that's why I said it's always good times and good vibes, but we just chilling. Like, we'll crack jokes and stuff like that. But if I'm getting to know you, I'm trying to get to know you. I ain't here to entertain you. That's why I was like, what you want me to do? Get on the table and pop some bottles and get some sparklers and stuff? Like,
but That's true. I get that. I'm just to answer your point to the people in the comments. Most comedians are very relaxed. Like it's weird. It is weird, But I will say this. Also, I have a bad story about Marlon Wayans and Sean Wayans, but they're very relaxed.
The
But
Wayne's different. The Wayne's different.
they are funny as hell. Marlon is just stupid all the time.
All the time.
But my point is, like, if they're on a date, I've dated a comedian before, and it was fun. It was a fun date. You know what I mean? So I guess that's what I would have loved to see. And I think maybe we didn't, production didn't show us that side of you, but it would have been great to see that fun loving side because comedians have a gift for
But
being able to take.
we did that. That's what I'm saying. We did
Right.
that, but they just didn't show it. Like they showed no, like even in our men's roundtable stuff, it was always jokes. It was like being in the barbershop. I mean, we was in there crying, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't show none of that. And it's like they did not want to show the funny side of me, which is fine.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it. I just use it on the stage now.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm saying? Yeah. So, but it's like they did a vested interest of not trying to show me being funny. Like Tommy was the only one that could be funny on the show.
Okay, well so with Lee,
and that's not a shot at Tommy either.
No, it was not. Yeah, it's Tommy's show, so it can't be a shot at him. But where do you think that went wrong? Because we just saw the edited version. When did your connection? When did you realize? Okay, the connection with Lee is not going to work for me.
There never really was a connection with Lee.
Okay.
They put us on a date.
But I thought you said out of the people you were attracted to
well,
Lee.
I'm saying that's when you first walk in and see, okay, yeah, Lee got the best body in here. She's the only one that's really in shape and athletic. Y'all don't like the truth?
That's not what that. Okay.
What do you want me to say?
No,
I got the same body as the rest of the girls.
I didn't say anything.
Okay, all right. So what are we talking about here? Lee was the finest girl there.
Okay.
Right. So everybody's automatically as a men are physical and we see, right? Yeah. So the first thing we gonna do is go to the one that we physically attracted to. Facts. And then we say two things. Either we like her mentally mentally and physically, or we just like her physically. Facts. Right? Yep. So as a man, we saw Lee from a distance and we was like, okay, let's go talk to her. Yeah. But here's the thing about Lee, and Lee even admitted this. She doesn't open up to people she don't really like, right? Mm-hmm. That's what she said on her thing. Yeah. And so the Lee that we saw on your interview is not the Lee that I saw or some others saw. Okay. Right? Okay. So truthfully, a lot of the dudes was like, Lee boring. Okay. It's hard to talk to her. Yeah. But she is a very kind and sweet spirit, right? And a boss. And a boss. Yep. But she didn't give us that vibe. She didn't give us that energy. So after a while, you just like, okay, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse, right? That's fair. What you do in real life. You're in a club, you try to talk to a girl, she don't want to talk to you, you go to the next one. Facts. So I don't know why everybody be mad. Like, no, you're right. Everybody's agreeing. You are 100%. It's right. Like the viewers be mad because, like, no. Well, why didn't such up? Like, bruh, if she ain't giving you the time of day, you ain't gonna keep going. Like, I ain't sweating none of these chicks like that. So that's true. All right. So so Kira was young, and that wasn't Lee. And that was spicy. Okay. All right. You said what? I'm looking at the comments. My bad. I'm gonna shut up. Red, you can't look at the comments. We have a conversation. All right. So when you were voted, when you got to the point where you were voted off, were you surprised? Do you feel like it was unfair? Because it was weird the way this whole season has gone. And you say you haven't watched the show before. I've watched every year. I feel like it's been weird the way people have been voted off. I feel like there were people there that probably had less connections than you did that could have went home but stayed around. Well, I knew it was a game because everybody was like, I'm not into what Marvin's into. I don't like nothing he do. And I went home before him. Yeah. So like if none of y'all are into that, why is he still here? And that's not a shot at Marvin. Marvin got his own little thing. We cool. Like all the fellas, if y'all don't know, all the fellas get along.
Yeah.
We cool. We hang out, all us cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, just as particular as if you voting people out for your love interest and you're not into something. If I say I like to spank people, or if I like to do this, and that's not what you into at all, then I would think he would be going home next.
Yeah.
Or going home.
A lot of comments that a lot of people were not down with, right? So anytime you say that you are a person that enjoys watching your partner have sex with other people, a lot of people are gonna be like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. And so that's no disrespect, because I like Marvin a lot. I'm not going to date somebody that does that, but I appreciate the fact that he's honest. But you're right. That he probably had less options, because that's a very segmented niche, right?
Right.
So do you think you felt like it was unfair that you went home?
Well, I was really
Marvin can get it. Girl, holler at Marvin, because he will give it to you probably.
Well, yeah. He can pop on like Mario.
No. Somebody just said Marvin could get it. I'm just playing, but go ahead. What?
No, but I think he was more. It was more of, we got to have somebody that's gonna kiss somebody. You know what I'm saying? But you know, and the deal is that, like I said, one of my strongest connections was Janelle.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't.
They
never put us on a date when
right.
our first two. And we even talked about this. Our first two like confessionals and stuff. They asked us about everybody else, and we was like, "Hold on, why y'all didn't let me talk about Janelle?" And she was like, "Why y'all didn't let me talk about Red?" Mm-hmm. And so it's like they already knew who they was gonna keep. Now looking at the show and now looking back, it's almost like they knew who they was gonna keep.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
for whatever purposes.
That could be very well a point. But in the conversation about you, when the ladies were talking about you, when they mentioned he's name dropping and all that kind of stuff, we did see quite a few of the ladies, and I think Janelle mentioned that as well. Did you see that?
No, I mean, truthfully, I did not. Listen, most of my friends are celebrities.
But okay, I was gonna say, did you name drop? And bam, he did it again. He said most of my friends are celebrities.
I mean, it is what it is. So to you, they're a celebrity. To me, they're my friend. So like when I give you an example, they asked me about my divorce. When I was going through my divorce, who couch was I on? T.O.'s.
Okay.
I was on his couch.
Okay.
Trying to figure out what I was gonna do. Crying and praying and doing counseling sessions and stuff like that.
Did he give you good? What was T.O.'s advice for your divorce? Just curious.
He was trying to help me fight through it.
Okay. To get your wife back?
Yeah.
Okay, T.O.
Yeah. He was fighting. He fights for marriage. We fight for marriage over here.
That's dope.
But if somebody don't want to be with you, they just don't want to be with you.
What did you learn from your divorce? I think divorce teaches. T.O. is Terrell Owens, for those that don't know. People ask me who is T.O. But what did you learn from your marriage? Because I think divorce I had a horrible divorce, and I think divorce taught me more about marriage than anything. Like I was married for 11 years with my ex for 13, but it was the divorce that really taught me so much. It made me a better woman, even though it was painful. What did you learn from your divorce about you?
I was so focused on trying to win and build for her and the family that I wasn't taking care of her like I should have mentally. Right? Mm-hmm. So you can fight for something, or you can fight for your marriage, or try to build. Like as a man, to us, if we don't feel like, I got married at an early age and probably wasn't even ready to be married. But I got married anyway. I come from a very what's the word? I come from a very like an old-fashioned Christian home, right? Mm-hmm. So we kind of get I got married. We kind of got married because of a pregnancy.
Okay.
And then once we got married, well, we was about to get married, we lost the baby, and we still got married, right? So that that drama and then all that, all fused in that, kind of made us kind of stay together through
Yeah.
through all that. And
Yeah.
so as we grew over the years and learned each other and what our goals were in life, I don't think we communicated well enough to where it aligned. You know what I'm saying? So as for me, I don't think I was. I'm probably an over communicator now because I kind of held a lot of stuff in because I was trying to get to a level so that I could provide this luxury life for my wife and my family. It was at any expense.
Okay.
So it was like, well, I want to go out with you, or I want to go do this with you. And I'm like, I got to work. We got to get this bread because at the end of the day, we got to pay these bills and I'm trying to build something and blah, blah, blah. So it just was, I probably would say toward the end of our marriage, she probably was maybe a little bit lonely.
That's fair.
Because I was in and out, you know, traveling, you know, trying to reach this pinnacle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But in my mind, it's like I'm building this for you, right? So, you know,
that explains. That's why I love when people are honest, because that explains why you said that earlier when we were talking about the dynamic of finances. Like, both people have to be happy, because your experience before was you were trying to do that. The disconnect happened because you were trying to provide at a level that and you weren't, you didn't have a partner that the way that you needed. So that explains your outlook. That's why people
like I pay all the bills. Like
Yeah.
I do it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm working nonstop, you know, corporate job, DJing, comedian, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm giving you everything that you want. I'm buying everything that you want. I'm taking care of all the bills. I'm taking care of the house and all that stuff. And that's not enough.
Yeah.
It got to be some kind of joint communication,
reciprocity. Words of Lauryn Hill, reciprocity.
Right.
And you deserve that. And I agree with you that I think that we should not keep with this conversation of happy wife, happy life. It really should be happy spouse, happy house. Both people should be happy. Both people should feel fulfilled. And however that is, everybody's dynamic is different. So let's go back to you on the show. When you came, well, actually, before we get back to the show, let me ask you this. Because you do have a job where you meet a lot of people. You obviously have friends that give you a lot of access. So why do you think you haven't met that perfect one prior to the show? Like, what has been the issue for you meeting the one before you got to Ready to Love?
Truthfully, after the divorce, I wasn't looking.
Okay.
How
long were you guys married?
10 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So I can relate to that. That's a lot.
So for 2019 to now.
Okay. Yeah.
No. You know, it was a healing, you know, I mean, you know, y'all talk about red flags, you know,
would have been off the chart. Yeah.
You know, and not saying I was out there like that, but I'm saying I was on just a healing journey, trying to get better physically and the dynamic of a divorce. You know, they say that's probably the worst hurt that you can have, is like tearing flesh from a bone, is what they say. And so it just was.
It could be worse than death because you don't get the same kind of closure that sometimes you get with death.
Right. I never really got closure from my divorce. So, and like I said, I'm a very hands-on father. So it was like she was ripping my kids away from me too. So, but we co-parent real good now.
Good.
It's cool. She's remarried. And it is what it is.
Love is coming for you also. So that's dope. What type of qualities do you want for the woman that would be around your sons? Because your sons would have, you know, a bonus mom with you. They have obviously a bonus dad with your ex. what do you want for the woman? What relationship do you want for the woman to have with your sons?
Um, I want another like co-parent. You know, I don't want somebody that's gonna come in and try to be their friend.
Yeah,
You
that's
know, I want a spiritual covering. Like I believe in Jesus.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? I believe he's the only and true God.
There you go.
That's what I believe.
Me too.
And,
We on the
and
same
so
page.
and so if you we're gonna start there. If you don't believe that,
Yeah.
then we can't even go no further.
Right.
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 And so we start with that, and we see I gotta have somebody that wants some boy that want to be a boy mom,
hmm
want to have some more kids maybe.
Okay.
Me and my sons are very athletic. You know, my son right now, my oldest is a starting quarterback at his school.
Okay.
You know, we can train him up right. You know, he starting receiver and starting quarterback. So I just need somebody that want to come in and help and build, like help me build what I'm trying to build, and I can definitely help them build
What they're doing.
to build. And
Okay.
so I'm glad you said. Let me say something about that. So I had a conversation with someone,
hmm
and I was telling them about like the partnership, and I was like, I think we should be able to put people in rooms
hmm
that they shouldn't, that normally wouldn't be in. I
Yeah.
think that's a gift that I have. And so it got back to the ladies as like on some impressive, like Red said, he can blah blah blah, and you know, it was taken out of context. It's really a shame that if you tell a black woman you can help them, it's looked bad at. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying all that. I'm all the women. Um, Matter of fact, I'm probably the oldest on the show. I probably was the oldest on the show. So
How old are you?
I'm 43.
Okay. Okay.
Right? And so what I was saying was if it's something that you want to do, I'm sure I got a connection somewhere that I could help you.
And you're willing to do that for your woman.
I'm going to do that. Absolutely. I do that for my friends.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? So why would I do that for my woman?
hmm
So it got back, you know, kind of like y'all saw in all the episodes, you say something and it get back to the circle. And that's not what was really said. It was like, that's not what he said. That's not what, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the reasons I got voted off is just people just didn't really understand me or ever talk to me. So they really didn't get a chance to know who I am.
Right. Well, if you didn't get a chance to really talk to all the other women, you really didn't have a chance because that's part of the game of the show is the other women, even if you don't have a connection, them still feeling enough, like for you to kind of keep you to vote to keep you on. So that's already a difficult setup. Um, how did you feel about leaving when you did still have a connection? I hate that we didn't get a chance to see your connection with Janelle because I think initially we saw Janelle's connection with Herbert and Quentin, and then we realized that Herbert had a bunch of connections and it ended up not necessarily being that way. So it would have been great to see more of your connection with Janelle. How did you feel having to leave that connection when it was, in a good place?
Well, I think everybody that I really talked to, I had a good connection with, and they just didn't show it. They just weren't part of the narratives. It's like the people that really was feeling each other, they really didn't show.
Yeah, we definitely have heard that.
And so it just came to the wayside. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know what to say. I mean, they just didn't show it, or they didn't put us together in a situation where y'all could see it, and so it just kind of went from there.
What do you think about some of the things, some of the other? I had Herbert on Monday. I had Chris and Marie on. We got to have Marie back. That was a lot.
Yeah.
What do you think about some of the commentary that's been going on the show? Obviously, actually Chris initially saying that Jessica came across as
combative,
definitely sent social media ablaze, and also the cast because
I wish I would have cut somebody out like that and see how these comments would be.
That what Chris apologized. It was obvious he was wrong. You should never do that. You should never get that emotional. But what did you think about the idea of a man saying that a woman was combative? Do you think that's wrong in itself? And then what did you think about watching that play out the way it did with the rest, with Marie feeling bad for actually saying the word? And it was just kind of crazy.
Well, listen, if you say something, you got to stand on it. I think that's the problem, right?
Uh-huh.
So I wasn't there when all this happened.
Yeah.
But the deal is Chris, the only one said it, and everybody else just kind of went along with it.
Yeah.
Now, for Marie to stand up there and then say the word and be like, "Oh, I didn't mean to say it," is ridiculous. Like, we grown men. If we talking, we ain't gonna accidentally say no word.
Yeah.
You know, and then another thing is the production do be hyping us up to say certain stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing they didn't like about me. I did it for like the first 2 or 3 days, and I was like, man, I ain't gonna be doing all that. I ain't saying all that.
Yeah.
So if I don't know, man, if he say he accidentally said something, Marie is very well spoken, bro. I don't see how he gonna say he accidentally said that. You know, he said it. It is what it is. So that part. And then if Chris said it, he just needs to be like, I said it, and let it be. Like,
well, she knew that Chris said it. I think everybody
know that Chris said it. That's what everybody said who said it. So for them to still be like, I didn't say it is crazy. And Chris is my guy. That's my dog. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, if everybody's saying it's a TV behind you, and you like, no, it ain't no TV behind you. It's ridiculous. Like, why are we even lying about this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
do you feel like there were some moles in the gentleman's lounge and in the ladies' lounge?
Hey, what moles start with?
Huh?
Mole. What letter does mole start with?
It starts with an M.
Okay, all right. There's your S. We don't even play these games with me. We don't even play these games with me, man.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
These big alliances, and I want to stay to be on TV.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm gonna man, stop.
But that's the thing, though. I think people can see it because we're trying to figure out what's happening. Why are certain people still there? Do you see red? Since you're giving us the honest, do you see any connections? Did you see any connections on the show? Because we don't see any connections, maybe except Phil and Aries, but I'm losing confidence in that one because of the security questions that Aries is definitely concerned about. I just don't feel like that's going to work. But
Aries and Phil is definitely a connection. They like each other.
Okay.
Now, whatever happens with all the concerns and stuff,
right?
Janelle and Q is a definite connection. What they don't show y'all is that her top 2 connections was me and Q.
Okay. So
Herbert came in the picture later. So you got to remember that the things that were shot, they can put in any order, right? Mm-hmm. If y'all don't remember me saying the first person you kiss, that's who your top connection is. And then she was like, when she went on a date with Q, she was like, well, I'm not going to kiss nobody because I got a whole nother connection and they haven't been voted off like yet. Okay. I had already, they showed that was taped before I was voted out, but they showed it after I was voted out. So everybody thought she was talking about Herbert. She was really talking about me.
Okay, so we see that there's some connection here with you and Janelle. Do you feel like that connection had to stop when you went home?
It didn't have to stop. It didn't stop.
Okay, all right.
I've seen Janelle a couple of times.
Okay.
Went out with her.
Do you think that Janelle do you think that people misunderstand and Janelle got a bad rap because of the way things were edited and she seemed like
I think they showed what they wanted to of Janelle, just like they showed what they wanted to of me. And that goes for everybody. Like, they showed what they want to of you, but that's not who you are, you know, in totality. Mm-hmm. And that's what they didn't show, you know.
Right. Okay. So So we're gonna watch the reunion, and we will see what come of the additional dates with you and Janelle.
No, they're not gonna show nothing.
They're not gonna show nothing. Well, you have to come back and tell us. We can't give any spoilers away. But I have a sneaky suspicion that there's more to that story than meets the eye. But you said so. But you believe that Janelle and Q did have a real connection.
Yeah.
Do you believe it was as strong as your connection with Janelle?
Nah.
Okay, fair. Okay. Um, they said Crystal's benefiting from that Z-Pack. I am. I feel a lot better. And Red and I are having a good conversation.
Now better too.
I was struggling, Red. I was struggling. And I had no idea. I was like, oh, y'all, I'm fine. Girl was beat down. Viral infection and a bronchitis. Anybody else that you saw that you thought had a real connection outside of Aries and Phil and Q and Janelle? What about Jessica and Marie?
I don't know. Okay, so here's the deal. Jessica is what do they call it? She sneaks up on you. Like, you really don't know how cool Janelle. You really don't know how cool Jessica is until you hang around her for a while, and then she'll open up to you, right?
Okay.
And I don't think anybody did that but Marie.
Okay.
Right. So you ever seen a woman with a dude and you be like, how in the world did he get her?
Yes.
I think that's the situation.
You are hilarious. You are hilarious, Red.
I'm being real. No, Mario ain't about to, Mario ain't gonna fight me, but he ain't gonna win. But what I'm saying is like, seriously though, nobody really, like, all the dudes.
Yeah.
As men, we go in there and we see all the dudes and we looking at who our competition is.
Facts.
Right?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I felt my competition was different.
Who did you feel when you saw the guys? Who did you feel was your competition?
That's not how I found out who my competition was. I found out who my competition was because myself and Q had a very good. We actually became friends and we really thought they were gonna show this. It was really like me and him for Janelle. Like, that was the whole thing. Like, he got Janelle, I'll come over there and grab her. No,
And we didn't see it.
I got Janelle.
Saw him, her, and Herbert.
I got Janelle, he come over there and grab her, right? Yeah. So, I mean, it was really like all the stuff that y'all saw him do with Janelle while she was talking to Herbert, like coming over there and doing, like, that's how me and him was the whole season until I got voted off.
Wow.
So
I would say this.
They didn't show any of that.
No, we didn't. I think that you would make a better fit for Janelle because I just don't feel like Q is in the same place as her. I feel like that's why I don't like. She's obviously a beautiful woman. We know she's a boss. I think Q is very attractive, but I just don't see them being a real fit lifestyle wise. I think they're in two different places in life. That's all I'm saying.
And you got to throw all that out the window because we're on a show with only a certain few. So you got to pick from what you.
That's if you're trying to stay to the end.
And that's why I was out of there.
Not trying to just find love. If you really are a genuine person, then you're not going to be able to play the game because I really respect when people are like, and I get, I can't say that because I know people being on television can be very lucrative. Let me say that. Right. I get that. I work with people all day.
It was a lot of women that we found out that could have been on the show, should have been on the show that they did not choose.
Yeah.
And so we were like, out of all the women in Dallas, this is the people that y'all pick. And I think
they picked who they thought were going to make good TV, right? That's how that works. It's not about, because I saw there's a channel that listed all these other women that tried out and felt like they were so pretty they should have been. Women need to stop thinking that all you got to do is be pretty, right? Because that's not the truth. Just like you said earlier, men will look at a track, that what draws them in, but what keeps them is not, there are a lot of beautiful women. So it's not, that's not all you have to have. I think production is looking for people that make good stories and make good TV. So that's probably why some of those women didn't make it.
And truthfully, I probably would have lasted longer if I would have kept going back and forth with
You
you.
would have. You
I ain't
have.
gonna lie to you. I know they wanted me to keep going back for Unique. I just didn't have the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
You didn't have the time.
That ain't me. Like,
So, okay, so Red, I got it. I need to hear from you. What did you learn from this? What did you learn about yourself from this experience?
I'm gonna be the same person regardless.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of people that didn't show who they really were, you know, or didn't talk or say nothing. Like, they'll say something in the men's lounge, but didn't want to say nothing. What you get is what you get over here. Like, and I wish they would have showed this. I told in the conversation with somebody, I said, I don't care about these cameras. I'm always in front of the camera. That don't matter to me. I don't care. You know, and so you can say that's narcissistic or whatever. I give you the N and A and the R, and you still can't spell it. But I'm just saying, like, I'm me.
Yeah.
But once you get to know me, you know I'm a real genuine, like, good dude. Like, I'm down for the people that's down for me. You know what I'm saying? But you not gonna say I ain't shit and defame me and then think I'm supposed to treat you with respect.
Yeah. Well, but I think how people respond when they're under attack show their true character, right? So I don't feel like you were disrespectful to Unique. I think that myself and the rest of the audience really felt like she went too far with that comment. But now understanding that maybe she was speaking on somebody else's behalf. But is there anything that you regret doing on the show? Anything that you say, you know, I should have said that or I should have did this? Anything at all that you wish you could have done differently?
You know what? I truthfully regret that I drunk at the whole day.
Why?
I didn't drink the whole time, but because I knew I had to stay level-headed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the hotel, we I ain't gonna lie, we was lit. And so if you want
a fun time.
It was a good time. And if you want to come with the silliness, then we'll come with the silliness. You know what I'm saying? But
Man, what made you become a comedian? Like, when did that start for you?
Oh man, I've been on stage since I was little.
Okay.
I just like making people laugh. I like having a good time. Mm-hmm. That's why I told her, I was like, listen, man, I ain't about all these bad. But here's another thing. The end of the conversation at the hold down ended in, hey, you know what? We got to respect each other on the show. We got to have a good time. Let's take a shot together, and we're going to be cool from now.
That was you and Unique?
Yeah.
Really?
They didn't show that.
Okay. They did not show that.
They did not show that. And if I'm lying, ask everybody else. Like, we literally was on some, okay, we're not here for each other. We know that. We're not each other's top connections, but we got to keep it player and just be cool.
So are y'all in a good? Did she apologize to you for that comment?
Nah.
Are y'all cool now?
I don't expect no apology from her.
Well, you should. She should apologize to you for that comment. But where are you guys now? At the reunion? Are you guys in a better place? You guys cool?
I told y'all I don't know what producer she with, but
okay. She
tried to raise it a level. She tried to raise it a level and get back to, but it is. Listen.
Okay.
I'm over here doing real life stuff. Y'all can look at my Instagram and look at my life and see that the stuff that I say I do, I really do.
Right.
Right. So if I say I'm a pilot, then I'm literally going to be flying a plane. You will see me flying a plane.
Do you think that what was your best experience on the show? Like we asked people what they learned. What was one moment that you really really enjoyed that you will look back fondly on this experience? Besides the fact that um, all the guys are cool and y'all are all have each other's back.
Um, I think some of the friendships that we got from this, me and Herbert found out we've been in some of the same circles and same friend groups and never met each other. Herbert and Phil are probably um, two of the main dudes that I hang around now. They come to my shows, they pull up to the events that I have, and vice versa. So we, coming out in the city, going out, that's who I'm with, like my regular friends, and then Herbert and Phil.
Okay. Last Monday night, Herbert said that he wanted people to understand that Phil was not broke, and that because I think a lot of the people are speculating on Phil, because of the comments that Aries has made, and even Kira, made a comment as well. What did you think about? Do you think that he's kind of getting a hard go with production and them mentioning the stability and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, all that silliness, man. Phil was in Detroit, and when the economy crashed, he had some stuff going on, and Detroit in general was a rebuilding stage.
Yeah.
And so people don't want to realize that real life happens.
Yeah.
And he's in Dallas. That was a long time ago. He's in Dallas now. He has a job. He's making good money. Lives out north. If you know anything about Dallas, if you live out north, you gotta have some money. All right. So all that's ridiculous.
Okay. Well,
no, I'm not talking to you.
I appreciate you being honest tonight. Red, is there anything else you can tell us? I wanted to know how you got started. Like, what inspires you to do comedy? Because I do wish we saw more of that side of you.
Yeah. I open up for some more.
Okay.
On her big major tours. The Festival of Laughs is coming up in major cities around the U.S., 40 cities. So it's usually some more Bruce,
okay,
J, DC Curry. I mean, it's the big names. So I DJ and open up the show. I literally started. I don't know. I just always thought I was funny. And
what inspires you to be funny though? Like some comedians, they talk about family, or others talk about themselves. They're like, what?
I used to sneak and watch Def Comedy Jam, and I just knew that I wanted that feeling. I would say the closest thing to scoring, if you know anything about Texas, we big football. If you know anything about college, so I was a starting receiver at my high school. And there's no bigger feeling than scoring a touchdown, hearing 10,000, 20,000 people scream, And then I went to college, did the same thing. And so
where'd you go to school at?
I went to Langston University. So
okay. So you got Oklahoma. See, I went to OU, and I was hoping that you weren't going to say you were playing for Texas, because we were going to have a problem. But now you.
Oh, but I'm Texas to the heart now. You can't spell lousy without the O and the U now.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to.
I'm Langston in no state over here, but they both trash.
We had shirts at OU that said OU sucks, but Texas swallows. So
I remember them shirts. But I used to DJ at OU all the time, so I love it. I used to be all around there.
Yeah, that's my. I'm
the perfect swing. I used to be at the Perfect Swing. I used to DJ the Kaleidoscope. I used to DJ OU Stump Down, all that.
Oh wow, that's yep. I was at all that stuff. That's my stomping ground. So I'm very familiar with Dallas. Been there a lot, because living in Oklahoma, that's the biggest city that we would go to afterwards. But we had a lot of fun at OU.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, so we're kind of rivals a little bit just because of Texas and OU. But
yeah. So
I'm gonna let you live, because you
gotta come to the Black Alumni Texas OU watch party.
You know what? The funny thing is, I got married when I was.
That's like y'all homecoming. That's like y'all homecoming.
But when I got divorced, my husband was an Omega at OU. and I kind of let him have OU, and I have the other stuff. I don't really. That it's just bad memories for me with the OU
Okay.
stuff. But I should come back. When I first got divorced, I was like, I don't, because you get married in college to an Omega is not the best idea. Not the best idea.
Why Omega? Why it just can't be him?
It was would trust me. No, I mean I love the Omega. My wedding was filled with them. They were just, and we were all friends. But as everybody knows, in college, when your husband is in it's just a lot going on. It was a lot
Right.
going on. But anyway, I just kind of that's why I haven't been back, because it's like it was just a lot happening.
Right. So let me say this for the people. Like I spent my 20s and 30s in the club, you know,
Okay.
DJing every weekend. That's not what I do now. I do big stuff.
What?
And that's not, and no. I'm just, you know, people want to say stuff, so let me address it.
What big stuff do you mean, Red?
I am really strategic on the things that I DJ now, right?
Okay.
So I will every once in a while DJ in the club to let people know I still got it.
You still
Right.
got it. Okay.
But I do events now, festivals,
Okay.
comedy tours. I do the watch parties for the Dallas Cowboys at Legacy Hall in Plano in the big Legacy box garden, you know. So people would be like, "Oh, I don't see him DJ." I'm not gonna be in the club every weekend, so why would I DJ every weekend when I can DJ one time and make the same amount of money?
That's true. I got a friend that is
I'm on a whole different mindset.
right.
I don't care about being on the flyer no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
what is your next big event, Red, coming up? What is the next big thing that you have?
my next big event, like I said, every Sunday, the Box Garden, Legacy Hall, the Lexus Box Garden. I've done a deal with them. I'm hosting and DJing all of the Dallas Cowboy watch parties.
Okay.
You know, I host the WNBA Dallas Wings team. Shout out to them. They just won the first round of the playoffs in team history.
Okay.
So I host a game. So we play Las Vegas in the second round. I'll be hosting those games. And then in November, November the 4th, I believe, we're gonna do I did an all white party with my partner in the airplane hangar. We're gonna do an all black party this time. November 4th, at the Tower Club, 48 stories high, overlooking the city. And the day before that, November the 3rd, we got a comedy show. My boy Earthquake, Tony Rock, Bill Bellamy, all them will be here.
Nice.
At Texas Trust.
Okay. Well, we definitely will. I put the website in the chat. So if you guys want to see him DJing, you can keep up with Red. I want you to give your Instagram out so people can look out for that. But I just want to thank you for coming on and sharing. I also want to tell you all, because I haven't mentioned this, I just got caught up in the chat, but please put hashtag PC Power, hashtag PCP in the chat, along with your favorite quote from tonight for an opportunity to win the beauty pack that I will be giving away on Pop Culture Power on Friday. We will be doing a giveaway for that. Also, make sure that you check out Red. He has spices and T.O. has wine. Obviously, he has merch. So we definitely want to give people a chance to pick up some of that stuff. So Red, let people know where they can find you at.
They can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at DJ Red the MC. That's DJ RED THEMC at DJ Red the MC, or the airfryerking.com.
The airfryerking.com. I'm going to check that out, because Brussels sprouts in the air fryer are my absolute favorite thing. So I'm going to definitely.
Oh, I got you. I got you on that. Cut them up, put some butter on them and the spice. 13 minutes.
Okay. We'll definitely try it out. Now come back. You have to come back and we'll talk more about the cooking and stuff like that. But I appreciate you so much for hanging out tonight, Red.
No doubt. I appreciate y'all.
No problem. All right. See you next time.
All right, Christal.
All right. All right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me. Someone asked, is PCP a drug? No, PCP is my new show. It's titled Pop Culture Power. It is every Friday at noon. And again, if you guys, thank you so much, Tamasha, for that first hit. Hashtag PCP with your favorite quote from tonight's interview with Red. And we're going to pick a winner that I will announce on Friday for the first beauty pack. As I told you guys, we're going to be doing gas giveaways with Lennox and Parker, who's my sponsor for the show. There's so many great things happening. So make sure that you hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Make sure that you stay connected. You guys know on Friday night, Mo and I will be back with the recap for Ready to Love. Hopefully this is the end and we can get to the reunion, because I got a lot of feelings about what's coming at the reunion. Obviously, I feel like we're not going to see Red and Janelle, but I feel like Red and Janelle could be a possibility. And I potentially like that a lot better than her and Quentin. I'm not really a fan of that. I just don't think it works. But we'll see. I could be wrong, and I'm fine to say I'm wrong. But I just got a sneaky suspicion that that could be something that's happening. Also, there could be some other couples. You guys know, I still think Chris got something going on with somebody else from the show as well. I think there are a lot of things that we're going to see after the reunion. So we know we have some cast members coming back to share after that. Hopefully we can get Unique to come on as well. But first of all, like I said, join me Friday at noon for Pop Culture Power. And then Friday night, Mo and I are going through it. We're going to recap the whole season. And we're going to talk a little bit about the dating process and men and women and how Ready to Love manages to navigate these situations. We're also going to talk a little bit about Make a Move, the new show with the Ready to Love All-Stars. We know they have Charisse, Zadia, what's that little bit? Ashley, and Charisse, Zadia, Ashley, and Bernicia are all a part of the Ready to Love All-Stars. They are dating in New Orleans. I have a lot of thoughts on that, along with a matchmaker. So I appreciate you guys so much. I see those PCP, hashtag PCPs in the chat. Make sure that you tune in Friday at 12 to figure out who is the winner. And we're going to mail out a beauty pack to the winner on this weekend. So anyway, I love you guys for watching. Thank you guys again for all your concern and care over my throat. And I will listen to my chat a lot more next time, because if I hadn't listened to you guys, I wouldn't have went to the doctor and I would not have figured out that I had bronchitis this whole time. So Grace and Mercy said, is Mo's Wi-Fi straight? Yes. I have talked to Mo and his internet is straight. GW, you guys are looking out for him. But he will definitely be on Friday with me. We're going to have a good show. Can't wait to see you guys on then. Again, thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Have a great rest of the week, and let's check in on Friday.